Hey there, everybody. We're running a replay of the 1973 World Series between the New York Mets and the Oakland A's. And we have Kenny Holtzman going against John Matlack. And there will probably be a little bit of glare since these are protected by sleeves. The cards I have protected by sleeves, I just got these cards a couple of days ago. They're in very good shape. I want to keep them that way. So forgive me if you have some glare. Trying to arrange the camera, get started right away. We'll try to be rolling in the area of the pitchers. Let's move them to the side a little bit. Maybe that'll work a little better. There you go. Okay. Here we go. Strat 1973 replay of the World Series. For the Mets, we have Wayne Garrett. Basic edition, and that's going to be a 3-7. That's going to be a walk to Wayne Garrett. So Kenny Holtzman, who's pitching for the A's, is not off to the start that he expected. Right off the bat, he walks Wayne Garrett. It's a 3 again off the batter's card. Felix Mian is batting, and then we'll see Willie Mays. Now this is a 3-11. 3-11 is a ground ball to the shortstop, and that's going to be Campaneris. Campaneris over to Green, Green to first, and that's a double play, a 6-4-3 double play. Willie Mays. And that's a 5 off Holtzman's card. A 7 is a ground ball X. And I'm going to have to go get that chart, so please forgive me for a second. All right, we are back. Let's see what that looks like. A 6. And that's a 2 second baseman. So let's look and see what happens here. Second baseman 2, a 6. That's a ground ball out. So 4-3, and the A's are up. No runs, no hits for the Metsies in the first inning. So for the A's, we're going to be seeing Bert Campaneris, Joe Rudy, and Sal Bando. And pitching for the Mets is John Matlack. And that's off Matlack's card. You know what? We're going to just tidy it up a bit here. And that's off Matlack's card, a 10. It's a fly ball center field X. We have a 3 in center field. Going to drop this. That's a 20. It's probably a roll again. And it is a roll again. And a 7. A 7 is going to be an out. 1 away. Joe Rudy. This is probably the best year that Joe Rudy is going to have in his career. He goes on to sign as a free agent for the California Angels and is tampered by injuries almost throughout his whole stint with the Angels, and really never amounts to anything. At least not in terms of what they expected and how much they paid him. This is a 2 off Rudy's card. A 6 is a single. But in 73, he had 12 home runs and 437 at-bats. And he batted 270. This is actually, I think he had one other year which was better. It may have been 74. And he hit some 20-odd home runs and so on. So this wasn't his best year. But that's going to be a single for Joe Rudy. And Sal Bando's going to bat. And that's going to be a 6 off Matlack's card, and a 7. It's going to be a walk. So Sal Bando draws a walk, first and second. And Reggie Jackson, big power hitter. In 73, he clubbed 32 home runs, 28 doubles, and had a .293 batting average. See what he does here. A 2 off Reggie's card. A 2-2, which is a ground ball to the first baseman. First baseman over to the shortstop and back to first. A 3-6-3 double play, and that's the inning. So the A's leave 2 on 1 hit, and we'll go to the top of the second. So Reggie Jackson hits into a double play. Cleon Jones in 73 batted .260 in 339 at bats, so he missed some of the season and with 11 home runs. And that's going to be a 3 off Jones's card, and a 12 is a ground ball to Green. Green over to Tennis, 1 away. John Milner. John Milner in 73 hit 23 home runs, so he had some power for the Mets in 450 at bats and batted .239. Let's say 1-7, and that's going to be a ground ball, and Gene Tennis is going to take that himself. 2 away. And Jerry Grody. Jerry Grody was the catcher 4 years ago in the '69 Miracle Mets championship season. And that's going to be a 1-7. And that's going to be a split. So 1-6 is a single, otherwise it's an out. And it's a 3, so it's a single for Grody. Grody's on first. And let's switch the pitchers. We haven't gone off the pitchers card yet, but Kenny Holtzman's pitching. Don Han. Sounds like a Chinese restaurant I used to order from in Queens. Okay, 6-3, and that's off Holtzman's card. It's a ground ball X. Tennis is not a slick fielding first baseman at all, so he's a 4. So let's see what happens here. It's an 8. That's going to be an out. So it was a 6-3. It's a ground ball, and Tennis handles it. And the Mets lead 1, bottom of the second. 0-0 the score. And we're going to have Gene Tennis batting. And that's a 6 off Matlack. So 6-12 is a ground ball to the first baseman, John Milner. 1 away. Jesus Alou. And that's a 6-7. That's a walk. That's Matlack's second walk. Alou's average speed. Ray Fosse with a runner on first and 1 out. And that's a 2-8 off Fosse's card. It's a pop-up. That's going to be Harrelson's going to call that. And that's 2 away. And Dick Green. Second baseman Dick Green batted .262 in 73 with 3 home runs, 42 RBIs. And that's a 5 off Matlack's card, and 11 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Matlack's a pretty good pitcher. He's a 2 defensively. So that's going to be, we're going to roll a 20, and that's a 2-5. It's going to be an out. Back to the pitcher, 1-3. And A's lead 1, top of the third. We have no score here. In replay of the 1973 series between the Mets and the Oakland A's. Went to 7 games. Okay, it's a Bud Harrelson. Off Bud Harrelson's card is a 5, is a walk. So Bud gets on base. We're going to bunt with Matlack. And that's going to be a 5, is a batted by pitcher, runners advance. It's a successful bunt. So Harrelson's at second base. Wayne Garrett. It's a 2-3. It's going to be a fly ball, B. And that's what it is. It's a fly ball to the right fielder. Felix Millan with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Never seen anybody choke up on the bat like Felix Millan chokes up on the bat. 3-7 off Millan's card. A 7 is going to be a fly ball to left field. So he does make contact, but not enough to bring in the run. So that's the bottom of the third coming up. And we're going to have the pitcher Holtzman. And that's a 3 off Holtzman's card, which is he's a 1 batting. And that's a 3-7, which is a ground ball to second base. Mian over to first, 1 away. Bert Campaneris. And this is off Matlack's card. A 4 and a 5 is a strikeout. 2 away. Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy singled last time up. That's a 1-5 and hits a fly ball to center field. And Mays is under it. The great Willie Mays. I believe this is the last season of his career. But check that. Actually, I think it is, and he actually gets his last hit in this series. Willie Mays is up. Kenny Holtzman's card, an 8 is a strikeout. So he strikes out the great Willie Mays. It's his first strikeout of the game. Cleon Jones, say 3 off Jones's card. A 3-5 is another strikeout. And John Milner. A off Holtzman, 6-5 is a strikeout. So Holtzman strikes out the side. That's pretty impressive. Bottom of the 4th, we're going to have Bando, Jackson, and Tennis for the A's. Let's see what happens. That was a 4, so that's a 2 off Bando. 2-6 is a walk. Bando walk. Second walk of the game for Bando. Now, the big power hitter, Reggie Jackson. He's the straw that stirs the drink. And that's a 5, so it's off Matlack. A 5-5 is a strikeout. Yeah, he was aiming for the seats. Jackson was aiming for the seats. Gene Tennis. Off Matlack, a 4-5 is a strikeout. And that's Matlack's 3rd strikeout. And then Alou. And that's a 6-7, and that's going to be a walk. Matlack's 3rd walk, and Alou walked twice in this game. And Ray Fosse, that's going to be a 3-2, and that's a line out to short. There's an injury, but I'm not playing injuries since I'm playing actual lineups. And that's, they leave 2 on. The A's leave 2 on. And we go to the top of the 5th. Still no score. We're going to see Grody, Hahn, and Harrelson. And that's going to be a 5-11 off Holtzman. 5-11 is going to be a ground ball pitcher X. Holtzman not as good a fielder as Matlack, that's for sure. A 7 is a 1-base error. So Holtzman kind of juggles it and allows Grody to get on base. So we have a runner on first. Don Hahn at a 229 with 2 homers. Not much of a hitter. We're going to try to get. We're going to try to bunt here. And that's an 8. Okay, it's a successful sacrifice. So Grody over to second. So now we have a runner in scoring position. We have Buddy Harrelson. And that's going to be a 3-2. It's going to be a line out to the second baseman, Dick Green, and Matlack is up. And we're using the same card for both pitchers. It's a 1-2. Matlack is a 2. And let's see what happens. Matlack. So off Matlack's card, a 2-9 is a strikeout. So Matlack strikes out with a runner on second, does not help himself out. And that's 1 left on base. And no score at the end of 5.5. 4.5, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have Dick Green and Kenny Holtzman. And in the top of the order with Bert Campaneris. and it's 5-3. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Harrelson is a 1 shortstop, so he's a darn good, slick fielding shortstop. Let's see what happens. And that's a 14. And that's a ground ball out. He makes a tremendous play. And if you go back and watch the World Series, you'll see some of the great plays. Buddy Harrelson, you wouldn't think he has the kind of arm that he has, but he sure has a rifle of an arm. He can make that throw from the hole. Okay, there you go. Okay, we got Kenny Holtzman. Pitcher 1 card is a 3-5, is a ground ball to shortstop, again to Harrelson, 2 away. And then it's a 5-11. Let's see, and that's off Matlack. 19, don't know what that's going to be. 19, a 2-19 is a roll again. And that's a 10. And that's a 1 base error. Pitcher Matlack makes an error. And there's Campaneris on base. And there's 2 outs, so Campaneris is 1-17. He's actually an A. An A, which is a 1-15, but it's 1-17 because there's 2 outs. And Grody is a 1. So I believe that makes it a -4. So 1-17, 1-13. 1-13. Let's see what happens. And it's an 8, so he steals second successfully. He's in scoring position right now. And Joe Rudy's at bat with a runner at second, and that's going to be a 3 off Rudy's card. 7. 3-7 is a ground ball to third baseman Wayne Garrett. Wayne Garrett makes the throw across the diamond, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So the A's leave 1 on base on the error and then the stolen base. He made it to scoring position. And after 5 innings of play, still no score. For the Mets, it's going to be Garrett, Mian, and Mays. And that's a 5 off Holtzman's card. A 5-8 is a line out to second base. Dick Green grabs it, makes a nice grab. Moving to his right. Felix Mian. And that's a 5-3. That's a walk for Mian. Mian's a pretty good runner. Not a great base stealer, but he's got 1-16. So he's going to be looking to advance if there's that opportunity. Willie Mays, a 6'10". A 6'10". Fly ball center field X. Center fielder is, in this game, I believe it was Lou. It was Jackson playing center field. And he's a 3. So let's see what happens there. And that's a 5. I don't know if you can see that. A 5. It's going to be a nice catch by Reggie Jackson playing center field. Later on, by the time he gets to the Yankees, doesn't play center field, but they move him over to right. I never saw him as all that great a fielder, so the fact that he was playing center field in this series kind of surprised me. But I imagine he started off playing center field. Cleon Jones, runner on first. It's a 4-5. And that's going to be a split with a home run in 1-8. See what happens. Cleon Jones, 1-8. 13 is a 4. Oh, no, that's my mistake. It was a 4-5, so that actually is in this one. A 4-5, so it's a ground ball second base. That was a foul ball. It's a deep foul ball there that almost made it for a home run, but he comes back, and on the next pitch, he grounds out to the second baseman. After 5.5, no score. The A's, Bando, Jackson, and Tennis. John Matlack. 5-10. Catcher card. Grody's a 1. Foul out. One away. Reggie Jackson. So it's a 3-4. That ball's deep and that ball's gone. Reggie Jackson shows the kind of power that we expect from him. He hit 32 home runs during the season. He puts the A's up 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Gene Tennis. 1-8 strikeout. And Jesus Alou has walked twice in this game. 4-11. A walk. Walks for the 3rd time. And Fossey. And that's a 5-9 strikeout. So that'll be it. 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Reggie Jackson. And the A's lead at 1-0. On the top of the 7th inning. John Milner. 6-5. It's a strikeout. Fifth strikeout for Holtzman. A 3-4 for Grody. A line out to third base. And Don Han. My favorite Chinese restaurant is called Don Han. 2-9. Don Han flies out of center field. Reggie's under it. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 7th. Replaying the 1973 World Series. The A's are up 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Matlack against Holtzman. 6-6. It's a strikeout for Matlack. Strikes out Green. 6th strikeout of the game. Kenny Holtzman. That's going to be a 3-2. And that's a pop-up. And the first baseman, Milner, calls for it. Bert Campaneris. Say 3-10. And that's a split. 1-7 is a double. Anything else is a single. And that's a 6, so that's going to be a double for Bert. So we have Bert in scoring position. Joe Rudy. A 1-7. A 1-7 is a strikeout. Not like it's a 7th strikeout. They leave 1 on 1 hit. They don't score in the bottom of the 7th, so it's top of the 8th. Mets. Harrelson, a pinch hitter. Buddy Harrelson and a pinch hitter for Matlack. And then the top of the order for the Mets. And it's 3-8. 3-8 is a ground ball to Bando. Bando over to first, 1 away. Let's see who we're going to grab here from the Mets bench. Ken Boswell. Ken Boswell batted .227 with 2 home runs and 110 at-bats. All right, 1 away, top of the 8th for the Mets. Pinch hitter Ken Boswell. A 2-5. A 2-5 is a walk, so Boswell gets on base. He does his job. And we have Wayne Garrett. 2-3, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. That's 2 away. And Felix Mian. Say 4-10, fly ball right field. So the Mets leave 1 after 7.5. 1-0 A's in the first game of the World Series replay. We're going to have a new pitcher for the Mets. New pitcher for the Mets. Ray Sadecki. And we're going to annotate him in green. I make each relief pitcher a different color, so it's easy for me to read. He's going to face Bando, Jackson, and Tennis. And that's a 4-9. A 4-9 on Sadecki is a split. 118 is a single, and that's a single for Bando. Reggie Jackson, whose home run has been the only run in the game, and that's a 5-11. It's a ground ball to the first baseman. First baseman Milner's a 4. Let's see what happens with this. That's a 9. And that's going to be a force play. It's a 3-6 force play. And Reggie's on at first. Gene Tennis, a 1-5. That's going to be a walk. Alou, a 2-11. A line out, a shortstop. And Ray Fosse, a 4-11. Fly ball, right field X. Our right fielder for the Mets is Hahn, who's a 2, not too bad. Let's see what happens here. We don't want any low numbers, and that's an 11. That should be good. An 11-2 is a single. Runners advance 2 bases. So let's double check that. Hahn's a 2, and that's an 11, and that's an 11-2, and that's going to be a single with the runners advancing. So that's going to be an RBI single for Ray Fosse. Comes through big time. And Tennis is going to go to third. And now you have Dick Green. And that's a 5-12. Ground ball second base. Mian is a 2. It's an X. A 2 is an out. Ground ball Mian over to Milner. And that's 3 away. The A's strand 2, but they score 1 on 2 hits. 1 run on 2 hits. They lead it 2-0. Top of the 9th for the Mets. And you can't have a 1973 World Series without bringing in relief pitcher Darryl Knowles, who actually pitched in 7 games in that World Series. So we're going to have Willie Mays, Jones, and Milner. And that's going to be Knowles. 3-6. Ground ball to Bando, went away. Jones. 3-11. Pop up to Bando. 2 away. And John Milner. 2-5. It's a home run 1-18. And that's gone. John Milner. Big, beautiful, over the wall. Mets are down by 1, but there's 2 out in the top of the 9th inning. And Jerry Grody's the batter. Jerry Grody batted .256 and hit 1 home run. Let's see if we have somebody with a little bit of power on this bench. Ed Kranepool is a potential power hitter. Oh, we're going to bring in Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub is going to bat. So Staub is coming in. For Jerry Grody. And Staub hit 15 home runs. And here goes Staub. It's off Staub's card. A 1-7 is a ground ball to Bando. Bando over to first. Game over. Mets lose 2-1. The A's now lead the series by 1-0. And we're replaying the 1973 World Series, Mets against the Oakland A's. It was a very exciting ball game. Final score is 2-1. Reggie Jackson hit a home run in the bottom of the sixth, and then Ray Fosse lined a single, scoring Reggie Jackson, who was on base due to a fielder's choice for the second run, and that was what Oakland needed to take the game 2-1. The only run for the Mets was a top of the ninth home run versus Darryl Knowles, which made it 2-1. Rusty Staub came in to pinch hit in the top of the ninth and grounded to Sal Bando. All right, guys. Hope you had a good time. Take care now. Talk to you soon.